This isn't my normal studio. Either way, I need your help. All right, so right now I'm in Atlanta working on a project for a client, which is why I'm in this really snazzy hotel room. But outside of that, I got something really cool coming up. In a little over a week, I'm heading to Brazil, and I'm gonna be working with an organization called World Renewal. World Renewal has been down in Brazil, as well as many other countries, but they've been in Brazil for 30 years now. In fact, that's why I'm going. We're gonna be celebrating their 30th anniversary and celebrating the work that they've been doing there. But in addition to that, in addition to capturing footage and telling that story, I'm going to be teaching 2 different courses to people that live in Brazil, teaching them how to become smartphone storytellers, how to tell stories using the smartphones that they've already got. The really cool thing is World Renewal has been able to give the staff there and volunteers there some cell phones, and we're going to equip them with the skills to be able to tell stories so that they can continue to tell the story of the work that is happening down there. I've talked to them about filming some content for Smartphone Storytellers, and they love the idea. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm going down in the first place, is to equip them with the same type of skills I try to communicate on this channel. But while I'm there, I want to make sure I'm capturing some good content that's going to benefit you guys as well. So that's one of the questions I've got for you guys. What do you guys want to hear? I've got a couple things planned. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I ran a poll on the channel, and most people wanted to hear a lot of talk about pre-production. What do I do before the shoot? And I've got one video planned before I even leave. This could be really good for that. But the rest of the content was talking about gear and talking about what I actually do when I'm on the ground filming. So I'm planning on covering both of those things while I'm in the country, but I want to know if there's any specifics that you guys would love to see while I'm capturing content. Now, one of the biggest things when it comes to international travel and filmmaking in general is you have to be flexible. You're gonna make a plan A, you're gonna have a plan B, you're gonna have a plan C, and you're probably gonna do plan L. Everything is going to change as you get into the field and as situations change. So I already know, like, we've got our plan A where I'm gonna be teaching 2 classes and I'm gonna be telling a couple different stories and capturing some footage. But I'm going into this knowing that we might get on the ground and everything might change. Maybe I end up teaching 3 or 4 classes. Maybe I teach 1 class. It could be anything. But some of the other things that we're gonna be doing is capturing footage, like I said, to celebrate their 30th anniversary. They've got a big 30th anniversary celebration planned, inviting the community to come out, and so we're gonna capture footage of that to show just this community that they've built down there. But also, over the past year, they've been raising money to put a new roof on a community center that was in need of restoration. And they've raised the money, they've built the roof, everything's prepared, so they're gonna have the grand opening of that and opening that up to the community. So we're gonna be telling that story. But also one of the things that's really cool is they've got a child sponsorship program. And what they do with that is they provide for children's school fees, they provide nourishment, and whatever needs that these students and children have that they might not be able to get because of whatever family situations they might have. So I'm hoping that we're going to be capturing some content relating to that as well and celebrating the work that's happening there. So one other thing, I mentioned how I'm going to be teaching a course on smartphone filmmaking while I'm down there. And this is actually a slightly adapted version of a course I actually taught just last week in Charleston, where I live, to a local organization, and all the feedback I heard has been great. So one of the things I'm throwing around is developing this to be able to launch it online to offer to people who are interested online. I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but if that is something that's interesting to you, let me know, because if I see that there's a lot of interest for it, then I'm going to make that a priority. But I just want to know, is that something that you guys are interested in? I'm always wanting to hear where you guys are at in terms of the type of content you want, because I've got my own vision of content I'd like to create and produce, but there might be stuff that I'm not thinking of. There might be stuff that you guys are like, hey, I'd love for you to cover this. Recently had someone mention that they wanted to see a deep dive into how I use the microphone. So I tried to make sure I adapted that into my anchor work video just last week. So I'm always looking for feedback. I'm always looking to see what you guys are looking to hear and taking that into consideration as I produce stuff. So if you are interested in that online course, let me know. It'd be fun to teach. All right, so I know that this week is a slightly shorter video, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I want to let you know about the trip coming up and give you guys a chance to chime in with any content that you're looking for me to film while I'm on the ground, so that I can continue to produce content that you guys are interested in. So shout out in the comments, let me know. I've already got some stuff planned for next week where I'm going to talk about some of the gear that I'm prepping for the trip and just kind of the packing list I have for this type of trip. So talk about a little bit of the pre-production, but if there's anything else you want to hear, I want to know. As always, thanks for watching. I utterly love doing these. This is a labor of love for me. It's fun to be able to create this content. So every single person who views, I just want you to know how much I appreciate it, and how your comments, your likes, and your subscriptions and everything just gets me fired up and keeps me going. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. It's a great community, and I'm excited to keep doing this. Either way though, keep in mind, like I've always said before, ultimately when you're telling a story, it's not about the gear, it's all about the story. See you guys next week.